please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, additions to the agenda tonight, I have none. Does anybody else have any?
I have been asked about some contract questions. Could we possibly get an answer on that this evening?
How are we using that?
Contracts regarding
We can
what?
share.
Employee
I can make it.
contracts.
Okay, employee contracts. So we're gonna add that as number 2, a new business. Employee contracts question.
So moved.
Can I get a second, please?
Oh, second.
Moved and seconded to add employee contracts question, new business, part 2 tonight. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Approval of meeting minutes, regular meeting and budget meeting, November 19th and 20th.
Actually, have a correction for regular meeting. On page 4, under the giving tree, I did not vote on that. I had recused myself. Page 4 at the top of the regular.
So that was for the meeting minutes on the 19th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll accept a motion to approve as corrected.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve the regular meeting minutes of November 19th as corrected. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. November 20th budget meeting minutes, please.
On page 2, should be from the capital fund, or capital plan. To forego the bid policy, take the money, not from the capital, but the capital fund.
A-L.
Right.
Are we on the motion?
Yes. It just says from the
Just spelling.
capital.
Up from the
Capital.
capital plan. From-
I move that we accept the minutes from the special budget meeting on Wednesday, November 20th as corrected.
Second?
Moved and seconded to accept the November 20 meeting, budget meeting minutes as corrected. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those in warrants, please.
Okay. Move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 12T, accounts payable, $183,700.83. 46S payroll, $6,872.78. And 47S payroll, $8,614.43.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the bills and warrants as read. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Salvage yard permit. You are first on the list, John. So I know you stopped in the office today and didn't quite have everything signed yet, but you have everything now, you believe?
I think we've got everything.
Okay. So, in light of the fact that we don't have anything in front of us right now, what we're gonna do is we'll accept the copy that you have. We'll make copies of it for the select board. We'll have Tim take your check for the permit, and then we will discuss this at the next meeting. Because without having anything in front of us, there's really nothing for us to talk about, unfortunately.
It's my fault for not, I didn't think it was ever being this quick.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see if I've got everything in order for what you guys need.
Okay.
Michelle was nice enough to help me with everything there, I think I've got.
Yeah.
I
If
wanna
you
pass
want.
you everything and see if you've got everything. And Kenny can explain to you, we got a copy of the map and drew where the property, where he
Okay.
plans to put these cars and the house and the barn fence to build on the property.
Okay, so if you wanna hand all that stuff to me,
I think this is all yours. If it's not, give me back what isn't.
Okay.
The lease is in here, everything's in here.
okay,
I think that's everything you're gonna need.
alright.
There's a check in there also.
You wanna peek through that real quick, make sure that he's good to go. And like I said, we'll put you on our next agenda to actually have the full discussion. We won't do it tonight just because we're just now receiving the permit, so we really don't have anything that we can discuss at this point. So if you would be kind enough to come back to our December 17th meeting, we appreciate it very much.
Oh, wonderful, that's a lot quicker.
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be a month.
Nope,
Wonderful.
absolutely not, just a couple weeks.
Wonderful. Is that map in there, Michelle? That should be in there. Should be two maps in there. And we've drawn out where the house, barn, and cars would go,
That's it.
and they answered,
Ah. And did you get the book, the deed book and page?
it's right here. I didn't know you did that, I thought that was a mistake. Okay, and I'm gonna give you everything, you give it back. There we go.
Yeah, we'll just,
That's everything I've got.
we'll hold on to it, file it with the
Yeah, and
permit.
whatever you need. But what I wanted to say is that, Ken, I asked him all the questions on that page you asked him to, and he's not gonna be doing any of those things.
Oh, this is what the information Tim gave you?
What's that, huh?
Tim gave you this information? The deed and page?
No, I guess that's the Tim, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much. We will have you, we'll have you back once we have copies to all the select board members and the maps and all that kind of thing, and we can all sit down and go over it all together on the 17th.
Super, that's it, yeah.
All right,
Sounds good to me.
thank you guys. Appreciate you coming.
Yep, thank you.
I'll just keep all of this together for
Keep it all.
you, so I'll just come back to
You
you.
got it.
Okay.
We found the check there too, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I saw it stapled on there.
okay.
Thanks, everybody, have a great night.
Okay, employee contracts question.
So the long and short of it is two people have asked how come one person has a contract and other department heads do not. So here I am asking that question, and I'm curious what the response is.
I have also been asked that question.
I would imagine.
And my response to the inquiry was, it seemed like the appropriate thing to do for that position. I didn't hear any more kickback after that. I don't know whether they, but there, there still was, like, how come we don't get, we're also town employees.
So I'm torn on it because I feel that there is some merit to it. I
Yes.
have a contract to protect my job. I would assume you have a contract to protect yours, you do not?
Nope.
I
I don't have one either.
Well, that's,
And you're not getting one.
I'm year to year.
so I don't know, I mean,
No contract.
I'm curious if there is a reason that we didn't look at that, or if there's a reason that we should not look at that.
Yeah, I think I wondered also, in light of finding out administrators in the area that do not have contracts, that I think when we went through that process, we kind of thought that they all did. So, that's just kind of the other side of the coin.
So my take on it is that there's only two employees that are not elected officials that are department heads outside of Michelle. That's Seth and Dave.
Jane.
She gets
Well, and I
paid
have
from
my
a
own
separate
board.
budget
Oh.
and her own board, so it doesn't really count. So there's only two others. Traditionally, and I'm only just saying it traditionally, is that those are not contracted positions. One, a rec facility doesn't even exist in the majority of towns around here. Two, I don't know about highway contracts, I have no idea whether they exist around here or not. So that could be, something that we missed and something that we can look at. But the majority of town managers, town administrators, that kind of thing, do have contracts. Because they are the head of the department heads, so to speak. If you look at an organizational chart.
No, and I get that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we were worried about it, so
Yeah.
I'm,
That would be my reason.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's somewhat common to have a town manager, town administrator with a contract. I don't believe it's customary with the town highway boss or recreation director.
and I would say that it probably isn't. I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would assume that it's probably the same people that have raised it, but that there's a sense of protection over here for the one contract that was signed, and there's a sense of, well, what the heck, I've been here this long and I don't get that same
Right.
protection given to me.
But at the same time, it was never asked for either.
But on the other hand, it really is, it's, you say, protection, but we really all have the same thing, because there's reasons why a town administrator could get dismissed that are pretty much the same things that an employee could get dismissed for.
Right,
So-
but with the contract, that clearly spells out what happens upon that dismissal, what kind of protections you are given. I mean, it is
Yeah,
clearly
financially
outlined
and
for
everything,
them.
right.
But then, like
Right.
my contract only states that this is my job position, this is what I'm paid, and the rest of it is all within the employee handbook, what my protections are.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and to say that it hasn't been asked for, no, it wasn't asked for because it was never on the table until we presented one, and now they're curious why they weren't afforded the same.
It was afforded to their boss, not to them, I guess is how I would put it, so to
Yeah,
speak.
I mean, I think that I said that it wasn't unusual for, town administrators to have a contract, and that it seemed like the right thing to be doing. And like I said, I never heard anything else again. So,
Okay.
maybe they went to you then.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
Can I add one other thing?
Sure.
Remember that contract really also protects the town. Because
It does.
if I give you 2 weeks' notice, there could be some serious financial ramifications for what, like grants that are out there and things like that.
Yeah.
That would be very, very difficult to manage, and have somebody walk in 2 weeks to pick it up, and I can't do that to you. I can't just say, I'm out in 2 weeks. So it does provide the town some protections too,
Right.
which can be very important.
But I think, yes, I agree, but I think in most cases, a contract is much more protective of you over the town.
And that may or may not be the case, depends on how you look at it. But it is also your protection too.
And I wasn't disputing that,
No, I
but
just-
I think that there is a lot of protections in there that certainly serve you as well, that aren't just to protect the town of Vernon.
Oh, certainly, certainly.
Okay. Anything further? Okay. Articles for consideration. Shall the voters appropriate, I'm just gonna go right into this, because we're getting accustomed to this process of articles. Shall the voters appropriate $40,000 to be raised by taxes to fund the town culvert fund? So we talked about this with the grant that we're seeking out, but we need to have the matching funds in there and available as well. So I think that's why this was added, correct?
No, this is.
Well, it's something that we
this has
always
been
have,
here
but
every-
it,
Right.
Every year.
But there were some questions about what the culvert plan was.
Yeah.
So I had emailed Dave and he had sort of spelled out.
you sent his response to us.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had asked for it to go back on. These are the same numbers that were in last year.
Yeah.
And you
So-
said he was fine with those, right?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
what Dave asked for.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we happy with the number of 40,000? Okay. Shall the voters appropriate the sum of $100,000 to be raised by taxes to fund the town road upgrading fund? Chris?
Yep.
Jeff?
Yes.
Sandy?
Mhm.
Okay. Good with that one. Shall the voters appropriate the sum of $2,500 to be raised in taxes to the town parking lot maintenance fund? Really gonna screw everything up, Gene?
I know before we wondered what the parking lots were, so apparently it does include the school. So, yeah, there's a few parking lots.
Yeah. Yeah, I have questions about that side of it. But-
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I think traditionally what's happened in the past, just like the reason that we plowed, just like the reason that we've had rental fees and stuff like that, is at one point it was extremely beneficial for the town to take on any expenses they possibly could for the school.
Right,
It was beneficial to our taxpayers because of the tax rate and all that kind of thing.
right.
That switch has kind of been flipped and it's now kind of a wash.
Yeah.
And I think at some point it's gonna flip even more and be in the negative, so that's something that we should, probably, I don't know how to determine who actually is responsible for the parking lot if the town goes, we're not doing it. Is it WSU's problem because or does the town have some sort of liability to the parking lot at that
Didn't
point?
Who owns the parking lot?
But
Well,
we're
that's,
not,
there's the
Who owns the
thing.
land?
That's my
well,
question.
the town does because we are out of the district.
We're not
gonna get
anything out of them.
No, to maintain, we've kept our own school, so
Yeah.
we're out of it for
But
that.
that could change in a year, and it probably will, would be my guess, but,
Really?
yeah. It's just my line of thinking. I don't have
It
any
used to be
special
once and done.
insight,
You were
but
out, you were out.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
come back.
that legislation is so screwed up, you can do whatever the
Yeah.
heck you want, and they don't even know what's going on till it's over, so. But, okay,
Yeah.
I guess that answers my question. So, Jean, you're good?
Yeah.
Sandy?
Yeah.
Jeff? Chris? How does it feel to be last? The first shall become last, the last shall become first.
Kinda like it, it gives me a chance to think,
Make sure I,
Okay. So, public
You can
participation
decide
on
how everybody
non-agenda
else
items.
votes, and then go with
There's
them.
no public.
There's no public. So, correspondence and town admin report, please.
You have all the correspondence in your packets. Did everybody get the email with the invite to Montpelier for the Governor's Award Ceremony for the community grant? Please let me know if you would like to attend, and I'll RSVP for the town of Vernon.
And that's a negative here.
And also, I did want to ask the select board's permission. I was approached by a member of the motorcycle club a couple weeks ago. They're having their toy drive, and they were looking for a way to distribute the toys. So after talking with Jean, it's a little much for the Giving Tree to tackle this year. I've spoken to the Rotary, and North Star has also agreed to help to try to do a shopping evening, because last year they had like 175 toys and 9 bikes. Wrapping that many toys is out of the question, but we would need a space to have like a Friday night, Saturday kind of shopping day for parents to come. The logistics I'm kind of working out, but I think I've got it figured out so that those toys can stay in Vernon for Vernon kids. But need permission to use the building. I can go to the Rotary to get their liability insurance, so it's really not a function of my job. It's just asking for permission to use the space.
I think it's a good idea.
has the school been kept in communication on all of this? I mean, as far as the children that would benefit from this, how does that work?
So I talked to, because it's part of Rotary and North Star's involved, I'm kind of in the middle as well. So I talked to Mary today. We're gonna be sending flyers home with each one of the kids. And essentially stating, if you need the help this Christmas, please return the flyer to your teacher or to the Vernon Elementary School office. And then that's how we'll capture the folks in need and be able to reach out to them and, kind of make sure that everybody has what they need. So yes,
And the Giving Tree has already gotten a lot of referrals also for that, so. It was
Perfect.
just more than three of us could handle, like 100 and whatever toys.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So the guys from the club are
Last minute.
gonna
Yeah,
collect.
yeah.
North Star has agreed to come in and send some volunteers to help organize all the toys, and then do the shopping day with us, along with a couple members of the Brattleboro Rotary Club as well, so.
Yeah.
And when
I
are
think it's
we,
a great idea.
when are you trying to do that?
They,
December 20th and 21st would be the shopping days
Right.
here, but they would need to drop off the toys a little bit prior to that, obviously, so we can have
Right.
volunteers come in and, you know, arrange everything. The actual toy drive, a little plug for the toy drive, is the 7th. Bring your new unwrapped toys to the club on Governor Hunt Road. So, if everybody is okay with that, I'll entertain a motion to let those organizations involved utilize the space.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded to let all those organizations that we just mentioned, the Brattleboro Rotary, North Star, and the Iron Militia Motorcycle Club, to utilize the space for the toy drive. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
thank you. That's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
So, Select Board Workshop, December 4th, regulars, December 4th.
It's tomorrow.
Regular Select Board meeting December 17th, and Select Board Budget Workshop on the 18th. We will reconvene tomorrow for our budget meeting. We are adjourned.